Hello, everyone, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget, give us a little thumbs up like what I'm doing right now. Hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, come and join us in the live chat while we talk about TLC shows. On the docket today, we have PolyFamily, and we have a bit of a catch up session. So, this is season one, episode 2 and 3. Polly wants a baby, and who's your daddy? Okay, so welcome, one and all, to the mess. Hello, Jamal.
Ah, man, this is um, this is a mess here.
It is. It
I
and
mean,
right out the gate. Oh,
yeah, and my thing is, I try not to take into account what we've read online. I really do.
mm-hmm,
Really do. But the issue here is that how can I put this? You can't ignore what's on the Reddit. I'll be honest.
you
I can't.
can't. You
You
can't.
can't
I know
because
you
the
want
re
to, but I ruined that for you.
not really because when you without the Reddit posts and everything what they've been putting out,
Mm-hmm,
hit Sean particularly Sean. Sean's
mm-hmm,
actions would make no sense without Reddit. I'll be honest, they
yeah,
wouldn't. The
yeah,
way he acts, the obsession with their children.
mm-hmm,
With Reddit, it makes so much more sense to me.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so let me just adjust our screen. This share. Okay, guys, so let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Hello, Wendy's Front Yard. I couldn't watch, can't stand this family, but I'm here to listen as Jamal and Debbie destroy them. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll laugh at them. We'll laugh. Hi, little lady. Hello, Teresa. Hi from Akron, Ohio. Able to make a live. Well, we're glad that you're here with us.
Yeah,
Um,
welcome everyone.
let's see, and little lady. Hello, Lena. Update. Still don't like Sean. Can't do it.
I mean,
He's very unlikable, though.
okay, I'm going to preface this right now, so this will cover for me for both episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, like we talked about last week, we thought he was better for the reasons he's extremely bitter, and he's looking for a reason to dislike Tyler even more than he does. He's picking fights at this point.
Yeah, yeah, he is. It's a little unreasonable. But what can we expect from him? I don't think much, and it'll probably just get worse. It never gets
It's going to
better.
get worse. Oh, it's going to
Yeah,
get worse.
yeah. And it's such a shame because there's so many children involved. Um,
And I'm overarching opinion covering me
mhm,
for both episodes and this series. This
yeah,
show would be 100 times better if you just crop Sean out, let
hmm,
it be Tyler, Alicia, and Taya's girlfriend. That's what I want to see. We gonna have to have these people on my screen.
yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's what I have to say for now.
Oh, I heard about this too, Lena. Thank you for bringing it up. So this is like sidebar outside of the show. Lena says Tyler's sister's been all over TikTok, and I'm living for it. I'm in all of her comment sections digging for dirt. Um, I think she was saying that she and her brother no longer talk because
What?
yes, she let her children do a sleepover at the house. And since seeing the show, she like didn't know all of these allegations against Sean, and her brother
Right.
never told her, and that makes me think that he knew. And she's not having it, and although her although her significant other has had a run in with the past and stuff like that with the police. um it wasn't like what was going on with him with Sean with kids. His was like I think petty larceny or something. It was like petty something. I don't know why I'm thinking of stealing. But yeah, so it's just interesting. But we don't know if that's true or not. It's all, in the gutter at this point. Let's see. One general observation that I have since I missed the first. Let's see. Ryan, hi Ryan, hi Tracy, hi little lady. Sean thinks he's everybody's daddy. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Little lady says one observation since I've missed the chat about the first episode. Um, the guy said they switch pillows when they switch rooms, but are they switching those sheets every night? No, it does
I
not
don't think so.
say. What's the sister been talking about? Yes, Lena, fill us in. Um, Steven's got her popcorn. Bless your heart. Um, yes, and the sister not even mad at the lifestyle. She's just pointing out all the same red flags we are. Yeah, like don't mess around with people's kids. Like you might want to
Never.
endanger your kids. That's on you. But then you bring your sister's kids over there.
Yes.
Don't tell her. That's a problem. That's a problem. Tracy, ooh, damn, that's crazy. Oh, okay. Lena says all of her videos that I've seen are very reasonable. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with her being mad at that, quite honestly.
No.
What mom wouldn't? Um, Wendy says she heard Sean actually has kids from previous relationship. I heard it's around 5 children. Again, not confirmed. It's all from the Reddit streets. Um, but yeah, ew, it's just gross. All right, so let's get to episode 2. This is the one that's Polly wants a baby, and Taya's in labor at the hospital. Um, and everybody in their quad is going to go up in there and see her get the cesarean section. And the baby is born. It's healthy. It's a nice big fat baby. I love it.
Cute.
Sean
That's a
gets
cute baby.
Yeah, Sean gets it first. Then it's handed over to Tyler, and last but always least is Alicia. You notice
What
that?
the? Yes.
Okay, hold on. What else are they saying in here? Hi, Steven. I wonder if we see a lot of the sister in the season. I don't know. She also was liking comments about how if it's not true, they should address it with receipts. You heard 5 too. Okay. She's shadier in her comments and likes than her videos. Maybe not shadier, but more honest about her feelings. Okay. She needs to continue telling us about it because I also heard that Sean is not happy with the backlash, like how all of his business got dug up and put out on the streets. And he's just not happy. So they were looking forward to getting a second season, but now that is in jeopardy. Yes, Alicia is left out of everything. She gets scraps in all these relationships. I don't think anybody likes her. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think Tyler loves her, but he's in lust with Taya, if that makes sense. I heard that Sean's been married twice and he has one child by one wife, two by the other, and two stepchildren. That Sean is not. Heard that too. Then don't go on TV. I agree with you,
Thank
Wendy.
you.
Don't get mad. You know we
Okay.
find everything.
Quick question for you guys. This is what I'm taking away from the show. I think Sean's obsession with these children, or the fact that he probably can't see his own and has no control. That's what I'm picking up from him.
Well,
That's what
maybe
I'm
if
picking
he
up.
supported them, he would be
You
able
need
to
a
see
job to do that.
them. Oh dear. Well, he had
Now,
some sort of job where he met Taya when she
he
was
don't got no
barely
job now.
legal.
Let's just jump in and talk about this, man. Because the way they're portraying it is stupid. Because you talk about how we love Portland, we spent our whole lives in Portland, we met in Portland, but we
Mhm.
chose to move 2 hours away to be with Tyler and Alicia. No, you were fired due to your allegations that you had no job, no income. So you found some schleps to take you in to where you ain't had no job. Shut up.
Oh my God. Hello, Gwen. Welcome, welcome.
I don't I don't care. You have no job.
This
How
show is
dare you?
infuriating. It really
And
is.
Tyler irritating because, sir, how you gonna let some man with no job contributing nothing, when I say nothing, no finances to the family, and go try to parent you? How you gonna be a parent with no job? I mean, you can, but I'm like, in this situation, I'm like, well, yeah, no. Yeah, no, no, no.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's my house, my mortgage, and you ain't contributing to it. I mean, can Sean pay a gas bill? Can Tia pay a light bill? Like, are y'all paying like the Wi-Fi? What's going on here?
No, they just running the house and controlling all the people in it.
Again, with no finances. No, well,
Mm-hmm.
no verifiable finances. That's a problem for me. The way he's acting, you would think this man was going like driving 2 hours a day, 1 hour each way, working 10 hour shifts, coming home, cooking and cleaning all that stuff. When he's just laying around freeloading.
Yeah, and he clearly states it. He says to the person who goes out and works for them, Tyler, well, if you didn't have to put up with them all day today. How are you going to talk about the man kids like that? Um,
Yes.
Lena says, "Ooh, Jamal, you sound how I feel right now." And Ryan says, the girl at the party that asked about the baby paternity was supposed to be a friend of Sean from Sean's job. Yes, yes, that is crazy that you coming up in there asking, so who that baby daddy? Is it Tyler? Okay. And I think Taya was a little pissed at it as well. Um, TLC is known for showing everyone's homes and neighborhoods and sometimes even partial house numbers. I easily found their house online, especially with their uncommon names. Oh my God, you did? Holy cow. Um, I'm back to calling him Mr. Blanks. Awesome. Sean is the Robin Brown. I said this last time.
That is so true, though.
Yep. Yep. If he don't like it, cover your traces. That's true. And you feel like he proved you right. Oh, do Sean and Taya watch the toddlers then? I guess so, because she doesn't work either. She just does her social media stuff. She wants to be an influencer, like everybody in the world now. The worst part is, it looks like he tried. No way. He failed. Oh my God. Yeah, he absolutely did on an epic scale. Well, he doesn't seem that smart, but that's only in my opinion. Can I tell you, I love Alicia in this pink jacket? I think she looks so cute. I think Taya
She
looks like a
does.
Sasquatch, but Alicia looks good.
But my whole thing was this, in every single scene, right? Every single scene, every single photo I see of them, I just want to crop Sean right out. Like in my mind, I crop him out every time
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
it, it ugh.
the way he's acting, I'm like, you sir, the show's already bad enough. You're dragging this
Mm-hmm.
down even worse with your attitude, and I can't wait till we get to a certain part about the blood test. I have some things to say about this,
Mm-hmm.
and not gonna be too nice about it. Who don't like it, you're gonna be okay. Like you'll be fine. So I'm gonna speak is the
Mm-hmm.
way I see this because this storyline is stupid if you think logically. But I'll wait till you get there.
Yeah.
Go on,
Um,
Debbie. Go ahead, Debbie.
the baby's born, and according to Oregon state law, because Sean, Mr. Blanks, is the legal husband to Taya, the mother. He is listed as the father in the birth certificate, but Tyler is a little jealous and he's hoping that they can figure out a way that all of them can claim all of the children, maybe with hyphenated names or something like that. Good on you with that. Um, the next morning, Tyler and Sean are still fighting over the issue from episode one where Sean kind of reprimanded Tyler and told him not to talk to his oldest daughter, Raina, because she was on punishment for lying. Okay, so they still haven't sorted that out. So let's see. We get home, everybody's healthy, happy. Taya realizes that it's taking a little bit longer than normal for her breast milk to come in, and the baby's having a hard time latching on. Um, Alicia, bless her heart, she says with four adults, it's hard to find your role within the family. Girl, your role is to go out and work and bring in money for these two leeches that you brought into your
Thank
house.
you. Thank you.
She also says that with the first two toddlers, um, her and Taya got pregnant around the same time. So she was still nursing her child when Taya gave birth to the other kid. So she bonded with her child, and Taya bonded with her first child. So now that Taya's had this second child, she wants to bond with Quentin. And she's come up with the brilliant idea of seeing a lactation specialist to see if she can bring her milk in and bond with the baby by breastfeeding and helping Taya out, who's having trouble nursing. Scott, no, why do I keep calling him Scott? He's such a douche. Sean thinks that this is repulsive. Why would you want to breastfeed a baby that isn't yours? But Sean, why would you want to parent babies that aren't yours? So if we're
Right.
going to get petty like that, he is openly repulsed by her saying that. And I wonder why. Are you the only one that should be like breastfeeding anything in there, Sean? Just asking for a friend. Um, they start looking at the similarities between the two youngest boys. Tyler thinks that there are traits from him in both of them. I think he highly suspects that these children, all of these last three kids, are his, and he wonders about this quad breaking up and him not having access to his children. But again, you reap what you sow. All three of them kids should be taken, like all five of them kids should be taken away from y'all.
Okay, I'm glad we're talking about this blood type. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
real quick, Tyler, the interesting part, Tyler sent the text message not thinking. Now,
Mm-hmm.
here's where my a big issue for me is
Mm-hmm.
y'all are acting like okay, I'm sorry, let me try to put this kindly and nicely. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think I can, but I'll try. This is stupid. Here's why. Are you are you really going to sit there and tell me as parents, not first time parents, are you going to tell me that you don't know the blood types of all of your children? Are you serious? Are you dumb? This is a stupid storyline. And I hate this because not knowing your children's vitals makes you a negligent parent, in my opinion. Because if you have, when you take your child to the hospital for something serious, right? One of
Mm-hmm.
the first things they ask you as a parent, what is
Mm-hmm.
your child's blood type? Are you?
Okay.
Mm,
I've got
I
something to say
can't.
about this. I think it has to do with age, and where you were born. Okay, so I didn't know what my blood type was until I was in my 40s.
No,
And
no, Debbie. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about as a parent and a child. When you take your children, when minor children in, the first one of the first things they ask you is, besides what happened, is
uh,
what is your child's blood type? That's
well,
that's
I'll tell
literally
you
one of the first things they
something
ask you.
else. My mama didn't know. me or my brother's blood type. By the time I found out, she was already in full blown dementia, so it was irrelevant. But I found out hers.
Mhm.
Um, but again, I think that's what I'm saying. It's based on like age. I'm a little bit
Yeah.
older than you, and where I was born. Because if you saw my
Yes.
original birth certificate, you would go, "What the hell is that?" It's
No,
a
I get that.
colonial birth certificate. I don't even
Yes.
know what time of day I was born.
No, I get
Yeah.
that because you weren't born here. Like
No.
my grandmother has two birthdays. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, she's from like the deep country, or was from.
Hmm.
I can say now she was from the deep country. So I get that the word you born, but
Yeah.
I'm judging them
Based
by
on them. Yeah.
2024. Yes,
Yes. I get it.
yes.
Now you should know that. So it makes it weird. And then Sean had this whole fucking hissy fit over, well, I guess we know the blood types because, again,
Oh,
Sean, what are you doing? Because you're home all day and you couldn't take your wife to the doctor's appointment. So the one working adult in the house, Tyler, took off to take her to the doctor's appointment with the baby, and he sent to the family text all of the details of the baby.
wow, this is so interesting. Okay, so the chat is very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, Lena says, I know my kid's blood type, but when my child's been in the hospital, he never asked me for blood type. I'm thinking more like if they might need a transfusion or something like that. I'm sorry, I should have specified that. Steven's like, I know my blood type. I birthed two kids, no clue blood type. Raising grandkids, no clue blood type. Lena says, I have to be very honest with you. They don't ask that. I'm from Boston with the birth certificate out in NY. They never asked my parents either. Okay, my
Okay,
parents don't
so
know me or my brother's blood type. It's definitely one of those, oh, because it's
um
on his dog tags.
oh
Oh
no.
my gosh.
Well, I think they'll just automatically give O negative blood to whoever rolls up in there, and
Because
that's
it's universal,
why,
right? It's
yeah,
universal, right?
and that's my blood type. And my mother was O positive, and I'm O negative. And every time I roll up anywhere, they're like, "Oh, don't you want to donate?" No, I'm scared of needles. Get away from me. I've
I
donated
can't
blood
I can't
once.
donate. I can't donate.
I've donated once, and that's when my brother got sick, and I donated. Um, but yet they even want me down at the plasma place, and I'm like, well, God, like
I'm
I'm not
sorry, y'all.
homeless
I don't mean
yet.
to be that way. Oh, it's just like it's so interesting. Like when I grew up, my mom. So I'm not sure if you had one, Debbie, growing up, or if anyone else has had one. They're these little bracelets for if your child gets lost. It had my
Uh-huh.
name, it had my address, it had my birthday, and it had my
Oh,
blood type
negligent.
engraved on it.
We're not negligent.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
We're
I'm
just
just
trying to make sure the kids don't like get hurt. We got other things to
yeah.
worry. Like my mother couldn't give a shit. She's like, just don't bleed and you won't worry about it. She
Oh my
My
gosh,
mom
I
was
love this.
real old school. That's
No,
why the first thing the docs ask the lab to do is a blood type and cross. They'll give you O
oh,
negative to start. Yeah, they'll pump O negative in
got
you
it.
until they can figure out what your blood type is.
So you know what's weird at my hospital when I used to go, like I remember seeing in the waiting rooms and stuff, and I would hear that all the time. Like, okay, what's your blood type? What's your blood type? What's your child's blood? Like the hospitals I went to growing up, that I heard it all the time. So I really thought that was protocol. But I understand the chat saying, oh, they only ask you that
Uh-uh.
if your child might need a possible transfusion. I'm like, that makes sense. So I apologize to all the
Yeah.
parents
I think AB can
who don't
take O
know.
negative. I think AB can take O negative. Like I can give my blood to anybody, and I think AB can take. But listen, he got so upset because of that text that Tyler sent, and he said, two B's can't make an O, and I just put it in the Googler. And Googler says, yes, parents with B blood types can have an O baby. So major plotline fail. And he said that he looked it up online and that's why he's so upset.
Okay,
Oh.
here's what I found online. And my question
Oh,
is,
wait. Wendy says, I have to read this. Wendy says Jamal is bougie about blood types and tests. There you go. Thank you, Wendy. Jamal, you bougie. You
oh, I know,
bougie.
because up to my life, my mama's life, my family, oh yeah, I'm bougie as hell. Um, I put into Google, right? I'm not sure what like. Well, maybe Sean's not using Beyonce's internet, but I'm using Beyonce's internet right now. And it says, can two B parents have an O negative child? First thing comes up, therefore, if both parents are B plus, the possible outcomes for their offspring should be B plus, B negative, O positive, or O negative. So I'm not sure whose internet Sean is using. That's all.
Sean using the weed infused internet over there out on the farm. They will ask your family. I don't think they ask about blood type in the ER because they don't trust. People are like panicking. They're rushing in there. They don't rely
Right.
on what anybody says in the ER. Um, but when I asked in my 40s, like I went in for my annual physical and I asked, can you tell me what my blood type is? And they're like, you don't know? I said, no. Do you? And they went
Right.
and looked at it. They went and looked at it. I'm asking you. Don't ask me back if I don't know it. Of course I don't. If I knew it, I wouldn't be asking you. They're so stupid nowadays. My God. But yeah, they can't have it. They can't have it if they have that old recessive gene. Okay. And then, but that doesn't happen when you have a kid in an emergency. It just doesn't. Yeah. They can't have it if they have that old recessive gene. Okay. Just teasing. Mostly because we're worried you'll be wrong. Yeah. I don't think they trust anybody in like, they'll ask, but they'll try to figure it out themselves. I'm a CNA and getting my phlebotomy license. I know I messed that up. I'm so sorry, but I know that has something to do with like blood, like getting blood or something. I don't know.
Drawing
Correct me
blood.
if I'm wrong. Yeah. Um, Good for you, Debbie. How rude of them. Ah. Let me tell you, I've not been in the best frame of mind for the past 15 years. It's just, I used to be nice. I used to be happy go lucky. I also used to drink a lot. So, there you go. Um, that does happen in an emergency when you have a kid, maybe not where you live, but universally. Um,
It does.
they were asked for next of kin and contact them if needs. Yeah, okay, okay. Res- Recessive genes do come into play. Yes, they do. I meant to say that they can have a baby with O blood type if they have an O recessive gene. Yes, makes sense. Makes sense. But he was very vague, so I did my search based on what Sean said. I have to struggle so hard to remember his real name. Um, I went based on what he said when he was talking to Taya. He was like, yeah, B can't make an O. He didn't put in the positives or the negatives.
Right.
And so that's how I looked it up. And honestly, yes, you can have an O baby. And if he caused all of this ruckus for no fucking reason, shut up, Sean. You're not helping. Um, Alicia and Tyler want to plan a sip and see because they're having so many family and friends wanting to come and see the baby. So instead of, everyone coming individually, they thought they'd do one big gathering and everybody see the baby together, which is good. And you could also just have more opportunities to contaminate it. Um, they go back in and start talking about how which ones in the families are more supportive than the others. We don't care. Um, we see Taya and Sean decorating the baby room, but shouldn't they have done that before the baby came home? I don't know. I've never had a kid, but I thought you decorated the nursery beforehand. Um, the baby was a rock star when it really let out a huge poop or fart or something
That
like
was
that.
hilarious. I hollered.
It went on forever. Like I really thought we were going to see the bottom of his onesie start changing color. That was gross. Um Taya is very happy that she is no longer pregnant. Apparently during Taya's pregnancy, both of the men decided to get snipped. I wonder whose idea was that. I bet you it was Sean, because Sean has realized that Tyler is the father of all of these kids, so now he wants to make sure Tyler can't have no more kids.
Well, you said it. I was just thinking it, but you said it.
Yep, I thought it was very interesting. Um, Raina, adorable little Raina, she is the only girl in this brood, and she says it's too many boys. She wants a sister.
Right?
I thought that was very sweet. She's a very nice little girl. All the children are really wonderful. They seem very smart, especially the little toddlers. Um, it's very interesting, this show. Oh God, I pray for
But
the.
look, okay, look at this picture right here, right? Look at this picture right here.
Yeah.
Why is it that you can see Tyler, Alicia, Taya, and the kids as a family, right? But it's like Sean's just there for no reason.
I think it's
I'm
because
just
you
saying.
just dislike him.
Well, I'm just gonna go with the fact that this picture does would look better without him,
Hmm.
and they would all be happier without Sean. Because if you like when I watch the scenes, like the scene with Tyler and Taya going, was it, no, Tyler and Alicia going shopping. It
Hmm.
was fun. It was
Yeah.
funny. The scenes without Sean to me
Hmm.
are really, really good. It's just when he's on my screen, I get annoyed. I'm like, why are you here still?
Because there's a simmering anger with him no matter what.
Yes.
And it's overbearing now, to be honest. And it dampens the mood of everything else.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's the way to play it. I think you said it
Hmm.
perfectly. He's like a wet rag on the
Yes.
scenes.
Yeah, he is.
Like, have you noticed like everything with him is very combative, very negative? Like
Yes.
there's nothing positive about him, but when you watch Alicia and Taya and Tyler, they have a lightness about them. But then when
Hmm.
he's in the scene, it's like, damn, it's like a dark cloud. Like that just hangs over the scene like, ugh.
Do you also find that it's like he always has to be right?
Yes.
I thought it was just me.
No, like he was not like someone said something, he automatically has to be on the opposite side. Like his
Hmm.
way is the right way. He's a know-it-all. I'm like, if you knew it all, you would have a job. So let's start there. If you knew it all, you'll be able to see your kids and raise your kids and try and raise somebody else's kids. But hey, what do I know? But I'm just saying, like, nah, it's just a nah for me. It's just a nah. He's a no for me. He's a no for me. You really can't skip his scenes because he's with the more important people on the show. So you have to watch them, but he's just very, very angry and bitter, and he's not telling the whole story, which I'm sure he can't or doesn't want to. But like you said, nowadays when it comes to reality TV, like everyone's an internet sleuth. We
Hmm.
can find you, figure it out. Someone's gonna do it and air you out, and this is just where we are.
Yep. Yep. Uh, okay, so let's see. So we're at the sip and see, and for Tyler, he was hoping his mom was going to come, but it was only his sister and her partner. Um, she just, although he wishes that she was there, the way how Kelsey, I think her name is Kelsey, said, to keep the peace, she decided not to come. And I
Right.
because obviously his dad isn't into it. Um, let's see. So this is where we see Taya's work friend. What's her name? Hannah. Yes,
Yeah,
it's Hannah.
it's him, right?
Anyway, her coworker is sitting next to Taya and the baby on the couch, and she's like, "So, um, is the dad Tyler?" And I thought that, like, okay, I don't think work colleagues should be asking things like that, especially in a social setting. Like, are you really that close with her to be asking about paternity?
I would say yes, and the only reason why I say yes is you just don't invite random coworkers into your home. And the fact that Hannah asked that in front of everyone, in front of the whole family, lets me know, like, okay, y'all been friends for a good long while. You're more than just a coworker in this instance, because anyone who wasn't a close friend would not have the balls to ask you that straight up dead to your face in front of your family. But even though everyone else wants to know the same thing, she just had the guts to ask it. And Taya took it well. She's like, you know what? It takes a lot of balls for someone to ask you that my face, and I appreciate that because most other people just gossip about it behind your back. So she took it well.
Yeah, it's interesting. But then she went and was being messy with the family, talking about, kind of snotty with her family about it. And then it leads into the segue of Sean being a dick with how he spoke about it. But that's insecurity, basically.
Hmm.
Um, she's still having issues with pumping. Oh no, this is Alicia. So later on, after the sip and see, Sean goes into Alicia's room, and she's attached pumps to her breast to see if she can massage her breasts and the mammary glands to see if she can activate the milk. And she's telling him, what she would like him to do, and he's a little bit rough with her boobsicles. And then he wants to know if she should be milked like a cow's teat. And I don't know who I'm more embarrassed for in this scenario. I thought that was rude. I thought he was being a dick. I Anyway, Sean, I just can't. And then the other two come in, and they're all laughing about it. Even Alicia, I would have smacked him. Like, what the fuck, you think I'm a cow? It's not funny, and you hurt my breast when you tried to poke it instead of massage it. I don't know. He's just what Anyway. Then we see Taya and Tyler take the baby for the checkup. um Tyler texts back in the group chat about the baby's height, weight, and blood type. Sean sees that, sends a private text to Taya saying, "Well, I guess we all know who's the baby daddy." And she's upset. She talks to him. She talks to Tyler as well. Nobody talks to Alicia. She doesn't find out until the very end of the episode. Tyler's like, "Who knew blood type would determine paternity?" Like everybody who's ever watched a Maury episode, but I digress. Um, they decide to go and do this dodgeball thing. Apparently, these are places you can go and like throw balls at each other. Um, Sean is pissed. Tyler doesn't know what to do. Um, they Ty, Sean targets Tyler so bad um, at this game. Then Sean tries to make it all about himself again and decides not to play and goes over to the little kiddies' room to watch them. Alicia goes over and asks him what's going on. He doesn't want to say anything. He picks up the little kids and takes them out of there and saying that he's leaving. He wants to take them home and put them to bed. So Alicia and Taya sit down and talk, and Taya, everyone's saying that Taya was high. She really did look high. Alicia's asking her, "Do you know what's going on with Sean?" And Taya tells her about everything that happened with the text message. And Alicia's sitting there saying, "I don't understand how this could have happened. I was with Sean when the group text came through. I didn't think anything of it. And if he was upset, he didn't say anything to me. Why am I only now finding out about this the whole day later?" And
Hmm.
you should be asking yourself that a lot, because this is, to me, this isn't the first time that she's been left out of something, because they
Right.
were all very easy. Like it almost seemed second nature to them to leave her out. So I
Well,
just
well,
thought
no,
that
but
was
but it was
ridiculous.
it was a group text though. She's
Mhm.
not upset. She doesn't feel left out. What it is, she feels like Sean's not sharing. That's why.
Sean's not sharing with her specifically because he
Correct.
shared with Taya,
Right.
and she's like, nobody shares with me. Wait, what? Wait, what? Um, Okay, guys. All right, let's all be friends in the chat. Let's all be friends in the chat. I'm sitting here listening to a nurse of 40 who's telling me you're wrong. Okay, so everybody can have their own opinions. Um, it's okay. And find those words and I'm looking at it in my textbook. My textbook could be wrong, but I'm reading it. Okay, so all right. So everybody has their own opinions and we're all good, right? Good. All right. See, this is the adult corner of YouTube. Okay. That's all right. All right. So at the end, yeah, so that was the end of episode 2. Um Alicia realized that she's not really a part of this family. Episode 3. Who's your daddy? The two women are in the kitchen. Let's see. Alicia and Taya are talking. Alicia's asking Taya if she spoke with Sean about the blood test issue. And Taya finally says that her milk is coming in. Um, I don't think Alicia was able to get her milk to come in. I'm not sure, but they joke about it. They seem,
I don't think so either.
yeah. I honestly, I they say it later in this episode. I think it's Alicia who says it. Um, they when they got pregnant together, because remember they had a difficult relationship, but when they got pregnant together, they kind of formed a bond of being in motherhood together, and it helped their relationship a lot. However, the men have, it seems, have never been able to get along, and they've never done anything to actively work on their relationship so that they could get along. And this is my problem with this setup. You expect the women to work on it, but the men, no. In this situation, the men don't have a sexual relationship together. They are just having sex with each of the women.
Correct.
Don't they think that they need to form some sort of relationship like brotherly, considering they're trying to parent all of these children and they're living in this
I'll be right back.
commune lifestyle? Okay. So Uh, wait, who's leaving? Nobody leave, please. Um, Everybody please stay. It's okay. We're all adults here. Beta Man is too busy with the video games to participate anyway. Oh dear. Um, I was just wondering, just he's kind of. No, don't step away. Just let's just talk about how we think Alicia is being cheated here. Um, and these 5 little babies in this mess. We see Taya go and talk with Sean because she knows that he's upset because apparently she's the only one he talks to. Let's see. Nobody's going at anybody. This is a good question. Why would they move in together being so jealous and not even liking each other? It doesn't make sense. But here's why. You know who brought this all into perspective for me? Peter Mons. Um, I saw his recap, I think, of episode 2, and it finally clicked for me. This was all about sex. So, and saving money. Because remember, they were like an hour and a half away. Um, and it they got tired of driving back and forth commuting for booty calls. So they moved these random people into their house to swing, exposing their children to it. And it was all out of laziness and saving money. And so now they're in this big mess. And they never once saw beyond the sex. They never built any formal relationships between the four of them. It's only been between each individual man and a vagina that they switch off on each night. And I think it's really disgusting because you cannot sit here on this television and tell me that you have this like abnormal closed quad, sorry, this closed quad family that you've put together, but yet deep down, none of you like each other. It doesn't make sense to me. You cannot build some sort of family unit together and never became friends first. And that's the part that's odd for me. Maybe I'm old fashioned, but I do like to become friends with someone first and actually know whether or not I like having a conversation with them, if they want to take the time to get to know me, and vice versa, before I start digging into orifices. Sorry. It's, yeah, it's probably old fashioned of me. These young people are different. Um, Peterman loved that the friend asked who the, he would because he's messy. He's messy. Yes, please. I echo Tracy. Um, please agree to disagree. And it's okay to do that here. Okay? They are freeloaders. I agree with that too. I agree with that. Um, he's so unlikable that they couldn't find another man he'd sort of get along with. I honestly feel like they decided to move in with Tyler and Alicia because they did not have jobs. Um, person has come in and disputed everything everyone has said. Right, but it's okay if she doesn't feel the same way that we do. We all live our lives from different perspectives, little lady, and it's okay. We just like I don't take it personally. And I'm sorry that the mood was ruined for you. I really am sorry, but like if we could just like put it on the back burner and move forward and just talk about the show. Um, I still think this was cheaper than buying sperm or reversing a vasectomy. And Sean is threatened by Tyler's masculinity. You're not horrible. I think you're spot on with it. I really do. Um, Yeah, Lena is a regular in the chat, especially for sister wives. So she's been with us for a really long time. So it's okay. Everybody settle down. We can have our own opinions,
Okay.
and it's okay. All
So
right?
here's the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just jump in here. Okay. I've been watching the chat. I've seen the back and forth, and
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like our channel is like really based on people agreeing to disagree. Like Debbie and I disagree quite a bit. Like we have our back and forth. The
Mm-hmm.
chat in the past has back and forth. And I get it. I get like people's feelings. Um, you know, moving like I get it. I really, really do. Like we like civil discourse, but when it becomes uncomfortable for anyone, we really encourage people to agree to disagree and move forward.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, we're talking about reality TV. We don't want anyone's feelings to be hurt. We don't want anyone to feel slighted. We don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. We this is why kind of our channel is kind of small and we prefer it that way because we foster this type of environment where everyone is welcome. We've had people disagree with us in the past. We've had people disagree with us in the comments. And it's okay. Like, we're all here to have a discussion and be open-minded. And if it comes the misunderstandings happen a lot more than you think, and I am sorry on both parts that there's any like misunderstanding. But at the end of the day, we're here to talk about these shows. And if we could just put this aside, put it on the back burner, leave it in the past, that'd be wonderful because we want everyone here and we want everyone to be able to express themselves the way they need to.
Yeah. Ditto. Ditto. All right. So where are we at in this stupid show? Where are we? Oh, we also find out that oh, Alicia and Taya, they go to baby yoga because Taya has just gotten cleared from her doctor that she can resume exercise. So they both go to this baby yoga thing. And of course, they have to explain that they're in this closed quad, blah, blah, blah. The boys still haven't gotten over the blood type situation. Nobody cares at this point. Um, we see Tyler meeting with his sister at a local restaurant. This was an interesting conversation because she brings up the subject of what happens if this whole closed quad thing implodes and they up and walk out with their kids and you never have access to them again. And Sean is saying something similar to Taya in this episode, saying that him and Tyler have never gotten along and they've had some big fights over the years, even one where they were on vacation and what's her name? Ashley and Tyler picked up their biological kids and left. Now, I wonder if that's why Sean is so threatened by this because I truly believe that he is a Mr. Blanks and he needs Tyler's swimmers in order to have children that he can control. And this is just a messy situation all around. I think it's stupid not knowing who has fathered who or what or when or where or why or how. I think it was irresponsible of these four grown adults to bring new children into this family dynamic that they don't know or they pretend not to know who the biological father is and not set up any legal parameters around these children other than what state law states.
Right.
Marriages aren't forever. And when you've got four people who don't like each other in this supposed closed quad, um, that's not going to last forever either. It's just very weird to me. Um, oh, God. Let's see. Where am I in my notes? I've
Okay,
lost my
really quick.
place again.
So really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Lily says I never got an apology from her, and I'm assuming she blocked me because I ain't even see her comments anymore. So why am I only one? Am I the only one being asked to agree to disagree? Lily, you're not. That's always been the way of our channel to be agree to disagree. Even amongst, even Debbie and I have agreed to disagree with each other. I had to agree to disagree with people in the chat. You know, it's just that's just been the premise of our channel to agree to disagree. It prevents big explosions that I've seen in other channels and also fosters a way for people who do disagree to find a path to a middle road. So this goes for everyone. Like, I mean, there's people in the chat right now who disagree with each other over the time we've had our channel, and even before that. So this is unfortunately this is not, it rarely happens, but it's nothing new. So like I said, if Debbie and I at times have had to agree to disagree, We want to make sure our chat understands that's the way the channel works as well. So it's not, believe me, it's not just you. It's not just you.
Okay, so Maxine,
And I don't
hi
want you,
Maxine.
and that hi
Go ahead.
Mason, and Lily, I don't want you to feel that way that you're being singled out. It's not at all. This is just something that happens in chats, not just here all over YouTube. And the value you bring and everyone brings here is very much appreciated. So I just want you to know that. Like this is just the way our channel runs. And honestly, we don't ever ask anyone to apologize here, ever. We've never asked for apologies or anything of that nature. Never. Like because we feel that as adults of certain big ages and maybe not so big ages that we can coexist in a chat, have great conversation, and move forward. So, I hope you truly understand like the premise of our chat is agree to disagree, always has been, always will be.
Yeah. Okay, so Maxine's life, welcome, has a really great comment that I agree with, especially the last part. This family is headed for a crash worse than Sister Wives. One big reason they never entered the game on equal footing. One husband is Idris Elba, and the other is Pee Wee Herman. I think you're insulting Pee Wee Herman. I think we should change Pee Wee Herman to who was the guy the nasty big Jabba the Hutt. There we go. Jabba the Hutt. I'm dating myself, but all of you know from Star Wars. That's Sean, in my opinion. Um okay, so what are we saying here? They are telling us all to be respectful and agree to disagree, not anyone in particular. Yeah. Um Okay. Thank you, Stephen. We are all going to have different opinions. Let's see. What else is going on here? So, what did you think about the conversation between Tyler and his sister? I thought it was long overdue. Like, hasn't Tyler thought about this at all?
I think Tyler, he's not like you said, he's not confrontational. So, but
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the type of person he'll only have to deal with things when he has to deal with things.
But Kelsey asked him a really good question. She's like, how do you feel about not being on Quentin's birth certificate, especially now that he knows that he's the biological father? Like that, again, they did not prepare for any of this because he can't even answer it. It's so
Right,
stupid. And Kelsey asked if the situation blew up, would he want to know who the father of the other kids are? Um, and would he want legal rights to the kids? And she thinks that it's a conversation that the four of them need to have. um, she says that it's possible that the other two children could be his. I think she got that from him. He says that if they split up, those are his kids no matter what. But based on how you put together this family, it's everybody's kids. And that's
right,
not going to be, it's not going to be the same if y'all split up. It really
right,
isn't. It's going to be a custody thing. Anyway, the girls go to the yoga class. That's cute. We find out that Taya is going to be celebrating her 28th birthday, and they plan to go to Portland to see where to go visit her family, her grandparents and her parents, and take the baby up. They've also planned to do a yacht tub while they're there. I thought it was really cute going to see her parents and her grandparents. Everybody is so warm and open and accepting of this alternative dynamic. And they love the kids. They had balloons and everything decorated for Taya. And I think she needed to get away from the farm. I think she's a city girl.
Hmm.
I think Sean is also a city dweller as well. I think if they could have done better, they would have on the swingers site, but these were the only two that were open to them. And so it is what it is, and they live away from the big city. Um, let's see. Oh my gosh. Their eyelashes are so irritating to me watching this show. They are in their van. They're packing up the van. I didn't realize it was so many of them until I saw the van. They're packing up. I really didn't. I was so focused on the adults. I keep forgetting that they have like 5 kids. And
Right.
then someone said, "Oh, it's the 9 of us in the van." I was like, "Shut up! There's that many of you." Oh my god! But anyway, they ride up. It's uneventful, except that the men are still not talking to each other. Um, let's see. Let's get on over to this yacht tub thing. I've never seen one of these. Jamal, have you ever seen these things?
What?
The yacht tub.
No.
I think it's gross, and I think it's a UTI waiting to happen. I'm sorry. It just doesn't seem like something that I want. And then I was infuriated because Tyler wasted a whole bottle of champs or sparkling wine in his case. Um, Tyler says he's going to focus on enjoying the day. He can deal with Sean's issues later. And then I say, why are Sean's nipples so red? Did y'all notice how red his nipples were?
No, I just didn't. I just listened to that scene. I did not hear it.
Um, hold on. Let me see. Do I have a picture? I think I do have a picture. Okay, so this is kind of gross. I'm gonna see if I can change it. Place. Okay, so and this is when I also noticed that Tyler needs to keep his shirt on, along with Sean. Like his nips are really pink. I've never like they're really pink. And then all of this going on and the hair and everything, and then you look over at Tyler and he's got a belly too. He's hiding it right there, but he's got a belly. None of these men are attractive anymore in my opinion, but that's just me. Hold on, let's put this back up. Right, so they're having a good time. The women kiss each of the boys, and then we see the little teasy, flirty thing between Alicia and Taya. And in the end, she does give Taya a kiss on the mouth and wish her a happy birthday. But this also brings Taya up saying, you know, we have this little flirty relationship, but I know she's not going to go any further. And I really want to have a relationship with a woman. And I'm really feeling that now. This is the beginning of the end because y'all kept on
Oh yeah, for
stressing from
sure.
episode 1 that this was a close squad and she wants to have a relationship with a woman, but obviously Alicia's not down for that.
Right.
um Next we see Tyler and Sean meet up for dinner. This was a confrontation that went way left. um I think Tyler tried to have an adult conversation, but as usual, Sean needs to be right and he needs to be dominant and he needs to cut Tyler off at the knees. And basically it ends up with Sean saying to Tyler, um, maybe if I was parenting you, this wouldn't have happened. Like you're not gonna get anywhere with
Right.
that. So it was just very disappointing with me. Neither one of them is grown. And Tyler, you need to find where your balls are at and really challenge Sean because to me, Sean is nothing but a bully, and you've allowed him to be a bully. You've allowed him to run your entire house. I think if you actually stood up to Sean and put him in his place, you would regain head of household in your household that you're paying the mortgage on. That's all I have to say about that. Sean, sorry, Jamal, do you have anything to say about Sean or Tyler?
With these two, you know what it is with these two is that Sean is very threatened by Tyler. I think it's kind of obvious,
Mm-hmm.
but he can't put that aside and be an adult. He's
Mm-hmm.
just picking at Tyler because he knows Tyler really won't fight back. You know what I mean? It's like the bully on the school playground. I'm gonna poking the kid who won't fight back
Mm-hmm.
because I know this. But when Tyler just goes in on him, he's gonna play victim. Watch.
Well, he puts all the blame on Tyler. He says that um, he always feels like Raina and Dylan are Ashley's and Tyler's exclusively, and it's just unspoken. He says that he thinks Tyler did it. He does things on purpose to hurt Sean's feelings, and he has threatened to take the kids. Um, Sean says that he doesn't have a lot of power in this situation when it comes to the kids, and says if shit hits the fan, he knows that three kids, maybe all of them, could be taken away from him. Sean says that um, why we're in the mess that we're in now is because biology is everything. And that told me right there that Sean knows that he is not the parent to any of these kids. Tyler says that they owe it to each other and their family to try to be closer despite what he said the other day in the text message. Um, and da, 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 and them not being friends, if they weren't in this situation, um, that doesn't help anything. But Sean is very focused on being the bully and the victim all at the same time to me. And he's like a Debbie Downer. He says this is never going to get any better. Well, it's not going to get any better if you don't try. I don't think he's ever tried. Um, he says they have other partners and other relationships, so it'll probably never work out or get any better. And I think that's stupid. I think that's your excuse for not trying. Because the same way that you put in the time and effort, well, I don't even think he's put in the time and effort to build a relationship with Alicia. I think the only one he has a relationship with is Taya. And Alicia's too stupid to realize that she's been asked out of all of this. Yeah, Sean deserved um, a slap for that comment, parenting you. Yeah, he did. He did. It and that's why I feel like Sean is the reason why the men can't get along, because Tyler is too easygoing to not get along with anybody. Sean is the problem, and Sean will be the demise of this family for more ways than one. But that's it. That's episode 3. We have caught up, and thanks for a an amazing show today. We don't have any more shows this week. We've banged them out Tuesday through Thursday. Jamal, any final thoughts on this particular episode or the series?
No, but this is just such a train wreck. This is just so
Mm-hmm.
bad. I mean, and not in the best of ways, but it's what we have. And
Yeah,
keep your eyes on the Reddit if y'all go on Reddit because they're dropping stuff every day from what I've seen.
yeah. Well, primarily on Sean.
Sean, yes,
He's just the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know. Honestly, I really am looking at Tyler and Alicia differently based on what has come out about Sean.
yes,
And I'll
Exactly.
leave it at that. Guys, thanks for joining us this week. It has been amazing. We've got three awesome shows that we're talking about. Um, have a great weekend and join us back here next week to talk about Sister Wives, PolyFamily, and Thousand Pound Sisters. Thank you to any new subscribers that we have, and we hope we see you as active in our comment section as you have been in the live chat today. Guys, have a great evening. Jamal, until next time.
Of course.
All right, guys. Bye.